Alright everybody, this is my first ever quote-unquote unboxing video. I've already actually had this out and looked at everything inside it. I'll explain why to you in a little bit, but this is the ATOTO A6 Android double-din touchscreen car stereo. I bought it off of Amazon. At the time that I purchased it, it was about $170, and I'll leave a link in the description to the player and where you can get it and whatnot. Obviously, it is a Chinese stereo, but quite frankly, the last couple Sonys that I've had have been made in China. The Kenwood that I had was made in China. Pretty much anything you're going to get as far as car stereos nowadays, unfortunately, it's going to be made in China, so you might as well just get over that part. All right. But the reviews on Amazon for this were excellent. There was like 530 something reviews, and it was at 4.5 stars. And you know, you can always tell fake reviews and stuff. Well, these weren't fake; these were actual real people. There's actually another YouTube video that I saw on the ATOTO A6, and that guy just couldn't say enough good about it. So. The factory stereo in my wife's Tahoe finally gave it the ghost. So it was time to buy a new stereo, and I figured, why not try a double din? So this is the box that it came in. I was kind of a little irritated at Amazon because they didn't even bother to put it in an Amazon box. They just stuck the shipping label on it. So thankfully, we were home when it was delivered and nobody took it, but here we go. Now, like I said, I've already had this open. It's actually packaged really nicely, and you can see I already had it open because I already did my wiring harness last night. It's one of the things that takes the most time in installing a stereo, in my opinion. And don't worry about that wire with that insulation, that's just the chassis ground. But basically, you'll get this part of the harness. You'll have to buy the Metra plug-in, or if you really want to, you can cut off your factory harness and hardwire it in. I would really not recommend that though, and just about every other car radio guy out there is screaming at me, "Oh my god, no, don't do that." I can hear him through the screen. So yeah, definitely get a harness, wire the radio's pigtail to the harness, and then that just plugs right into your factory, your vehicle's factory harness, whether it's, you know, Chevy, GMC, Ford, whatever. They make them for your specific plug-in. It saves you a lot of trouble, guys. And I mean, you guys can comment down below if you want video on a boring video on wiring. Hey, I'll do one for you, but not gonna torture you guys with that. In the box, you've got several other pieces of wiring. This is the Wi-Fi antenna. No, the radio does not transmit Wi-Fi. This is so that you can pick up Wi-Fi. If you're at home in the garage, if you're at McDonald's or Dunkin' Donuts in the drive-thru, something like that, you can pick up Wi-Fi and, you know, stream on your device or download podcasts or whatever. This is the GPS antenna. If you plan on using the navigation, which we do, this is what's required. Not this somewhere inside the car. I'm probably just going to do this on top of the dash by the windshield. And then it comes with a USB extension cable. This does not plug into the USB port on the back of the radio, but instead plugs into a special port on the back. And the good thing about it is that you can switch the port in the settings in the stereo for 1 amp USB charge with data, or 2 amp USB charge with no data. So if you don't have any 2 amp ports, or you don't have a 2 amp charger in your cigarette lighter or whatever, that's kind of a handy thing to have. I'm not sure if we're going to use that or not because we do have the 2 amp chargers, but you know, it's good to know that you have that option. And here we have a trim bezel for the radio. It's see if I can get this thing to focus here. It's not, yeah, it's not really anything special. I'm not quite sure how it's supposed to work, but it's meh. It's meh at best. Meh. And then you get your owner's manual for the radio, as well as a rather large warranty information booklet, or warranty instruction, whatever it says. Warranty instruction and getting support online. Yes, most of it is in Chinese. I'm sure they have an English section in here somewhere. Which is that? Well, anyway, I don't need to bore you with that. You can figure it out. But so there you go. There's those. And it also comes with brackets. So if anybody's wondering, yes, it comes with 2 of the L-shaped brackets that are adjustable on the sides and a little bit in the front as well. So it should be able to fit universally, you know, pretty much any enclosure. You still may want to get a Metro kit to install it in a double-din opening, like we're installing ours in a Tahoe. I've got a double-din trim bezel, but it's the factory double-din trim bezel for a little bit wider radio, so there's going to be a gap at the sides, which I just plan on making my own trim plate for that. I did that in a Pontiac, and it actually turned out really, really well. So that's my plan, but you know, I'm really glad that it came with these brackets because that's a big help. And on to the radio. Like I said, really, really impressed with the packaging. Whoever the, if ATOTO is the manufacturer, great. But you know, whoever packaged it up did a really good job. This is by far one of the best packaging that I've seen for a radio. I mean, most of the time I get a Sony or something like that, you know, it's put in there like that, but then your wires and all that stuff is just kind of shoved down inside the box, and you know, whatever. So this is the main head unit. Let's see what those of you guys who are familiar with car stereo, you know this is pretty typical. Sorry about that little interruption, guys. And there you have it, guys. This is what the front of it looks like. Of course, it comes with the protective plastic that peels off. And no, this is not like the Galaxy Fold. This does peel off. Sorry, a little bit of humor there for you Android guys. Has a wiring diagram on here, and you know, I'm really pretty impressed with it. Not only do they have the wiring diagram on here, they have another wiring diagram in the owner's manual itself, and then wrapped around the radio's harness was also a wiring diagram, which that was a little bit annoying because they wrapped it around the cord and then it wouldn't unwrap, so I had to tape it down to the desk. But hey, you know, they give you plenty of information that you need to be able to wire the thing up, and that's great. On the back here, you got your ports. You've got 4-channel RCA in, you know, for front and rear speakers, left and right. And then you've also got a subwoofer in. So that's your subwoofer input. I'm sorry, subwoofer output. Idiot. Then you got front right, front left, rear right and rear left for your outputs. So you can wire up your 4-channel amp, wire up your subwoofer amp, and you know, all 5 of those channels are powered. If you have a you know, if you're using a stereo channel amplifier for your subwoofer, you would just use the one, and then you'd be bridging your amp anyway. So and then up here, if I remember correctly, is rear, let's see, well, that's rear camera in, that's video in. This one down here is another video in. So this is for if you have obviously a backup camera, dash camera, and then this is just for another video input. Say you have a you know, a TV screen in your car or something, and or like a DVD player or something in your car. You can put the input in there, and it'll, I guess, display it on the screen here. I'll tell you more about it later if I figure it out. And then this is left and right audio in. So these 3 right here, yeah, this would be for, like I said, a DVD player or something. And then this is where your harness plugs in. This is for your microphone, steering wheel control, regular USB extension, and then the 2.0 USB extension. And then this, of course, this is for the Wi-Fi, this is for GPS, and this is for your regular radio antenna. So, not a real heavy unit. Not very deep either. Let's see if I can. Sorry about. So this is the factory head unit. Oh, hang on, let me get these orientated the same way here. This is the factory head unit. Notice, yeah, the factory one's a bit wider. Okay. And then when we rotate it, you guys can see that this ATOTO is actually not even as deep as the factory one. So, you know, a lot of you guys, you get the aftermarket ones and you wind up having to get that stupid bezel that sticks way out, or bend some metal piece in the dashboard behind it to get it to fit. I don't think you'll have to do that here. I mean, if this will fit, this is definitely going to fit. So it's kind of the benefit there. I mean, it's not even that much taller. So that's a pretty big benefit. All right, give you some dimensions here. I measure this at its widest point. So at the widest point, about 5 1/4 inches deep. It's about 4 1/8 inches at the tallest point at the front where the bezel is. At the back, it's just a shade below 4 inches. Across the top is 7 inches, just shade over 7 inches. And then for the trim bezel, again, about 7 1/8. So, really good looking unit. Really impressed, guys, with the packaging. Like I said, I'll throw it in and then let you guys know what I think.